Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Mariella and my channel is In the Kitchen with Mariella. Hey, if you would, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a comment and share my video. I would appreciate it. If you would like to help support the channel, you can become a channel member by hitting that join button down below. Also, there is a link to mine and Buddy's Amazon wish list and a link to our PayPal account in the description box below. Hey, today we are going to be making another classic recipe. Today we are making Swedish meatballs. So come on, let's get started. So in our bowl, we're going to add 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of sausage or ground pork, we're going to add some finely diced onion, I have probably about 1/4 of a cup of cracker crumbs that I'm going to use. And then I'm going to use the rest, about another 1/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. You're going to use about a teaspoon or so of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, salt, and pepper to taste. Now, the recipe for these Swedish meatballs calls for things that I don't have. And the dollar store don't carry them either. Calls for 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/4 of a teaspoon of allspice. Or a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. I don't have none of them. I thought I had some pumpkin pie spice, but I don't. So we're just going to leave those out. Now, the recipe calls for 1 egg, but I brought 2 just in case. If I don't need the second one, then I'll put it back. Now we're going to just get in here with our hands and we're going to mix it together. You want to hear some fun facts about Swedish meatballs? Swedish meatballs were not invented in Switzerland. They were invented in Turkey. King Charles XII went and spent a holiday in Turkey, which back then in the 18th century was called Emperor, which is now modern day Turkey. And they served him these meatballs and he loved them. So he took the recipe back to Switzerland and that is how they became Swedish meatballs. And that was back in the 18th century. Okay, we got that mixed together. Okay, I got my skillet with 2 tablespoons of olive oil heating up. Now with these meatballs, I'm going to have green beans and mashed potatoes. But I'm just going to take my cookie scoop and scoop me out some meatballs. And when my skillet gets hot, I'll put them in the skillet. And these make the perfect, this cookie scoop makes the perfect little meatballs. Because when I make them without using this scoop, I make them way too big. But for Swedish meatballs, you want little meatballs. I'm just trying to figure out what they would really taste like with the allspice and the nutmeg added to them. I'll have to try that sometime and let y'all know. I put that on my grocery list for those 2 spices. Okay, this is supposed to make 30 meatballs. Well, since it's just me, I don't need 30 meatballs. So I did make 15 meatballs. The rest of this, I will just end up making a meatloaf. So we're just going to fry our meatballs until they're done. Turn our green beans on. Turn our potatoes on. And I'll bring you guys back when the meatballs are done and we're ready to make the sauce. Okay guys, our meatballs are done, so I'm going to take them out of the skillet. And they took about 15 minutes to cook. And they're nice and brown. They got good color on the outside. Now, to our pan dressing. We need to add some flour. And we're going to cook this flour just to get the flour taste off, about 2-3 minutes. And while that flour is cooking, we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and now we're going to add in 3 cups of beef broth. And you're going to keep whisking to make sure there's no lumps. And if you don't have beef broth, then you can use beef bouillon like I did. Or you could use chicken broth. Now we're going to add our meatballs back in here. We're going to let this start to thicken up, and then we will add our last ingredient to it, which is a half a cup of sour cream. And if you don't have sour cream, you could use Greek yogurt. Our green beans are done. We need to drain and mash the potatoes. Okay, our gravy is getting thicker. So now we're going to turn off the heat and add in our sour cream. And now we just whisk that in there. And dinner is done. There you have it, guys. This is what our plate looks like. Our Swedish meatballs, our mashed potatoes, our green beans. So let's give it a try. So let's try the meatballs. That gravy, you can taste the Dijon mustard and the Worcestershire sauce, but it's really good. I just wonder what these would taste like, what the meatballs would taste like with the allspice and the nutmeg. I'm going to have to try that one day. Well, I want to thank you all for watching this video. This is a very delicious, very classic recipe. The recipe will be in the description box below. The actual recipe with the allspice and nutmeg. If you would, hit that like button. Subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a comment, and share my video. I would appreciate it. The recipe will be in the description box. If you would like to support the channel, you can become a channel member by hitting that join button. Or there is a link to mine and Buddy's PayPal account in the description box and a link to our Amazon wish list. As always, remember, don't let anyone steal your sunshine or your smile. Have a good day. Bye-bye.